If you are struggling to speak up for yourself, I want you to think about this scene in Finding Nemo. There's a scene where a bunch of the characters find a submarine and there's a bunch of like water mines and like bombs that haven't gone off that are all around the submarine. And they accidentally set off all the bombs and there's this massive explosion that happens underwater. It's way deep down. It's like the biggest explosion you've ever seen. And then there's a really funny like scene right afterward where they show you at the surface of the ocean what happens. And it's literally like one tiny little bubble that comes up, right? That's the result of like this massive World War II bombs are going off. The submarine is exploding way underneath the surface. If you're trying to speak up right now, right? If you're trying to push back, say what you really think, and you're not in the habit of normally doing this, it might feel like such a huge deal for you. There's this huge explosion that's happening inside you and you're like gathering the courage and you're like stiffening your spine and you're like, I'm gonna say what I really think. And this is what I really find happens for a lot of people. They finally put their foot down and they say the thing that they wanna say. And it comes across just like that little bubble on the surface of the ocean after all that huge explosion. And everyone is around them is like, okay, cool, thanks, yeah, I'll do that. And it makes no impact whatsoever. In a good way, in a really good way, because you thought that that was gonna explode the relationship, change everything, make you like a total outcast, and all that happened was like one little bubble. And then people were like, oh yeah, cool, thanks. So if you're struggling to speak up right now, might feel like a huge explosion inside of you, the biggest risk, so scary, so high stakes, and you might gather up all your courage and do it, and maybe nothing happens in a really good way. Maybe all that happens is one little bubble on the surface and people are like, sounds good. So that's what I want you to keep in mind.